highly spiritual people. I advise that you listen carefully and pay close attention to this video. I come to you as a harbinger of truth, tasked with breaking the shackles that have long imprisoned you. Today marks the moment of judgment where you finally understand why highly spiritual individuals frequently find themselves at odds with the traditional 9-to-5 work structure. This video explores 5 compelling reasons why those deeply connected to their spiritual selves struggle to fit into conventional career molds. For many highly spiritual people, the corporate world can feel like a foreign land where the language of profit and loss drowns out the whispers of the soul. The pursuit of financial gain at all costs, a cornerstone of many businesses, often clashes violently with the principles of compassion, integrity, and harmony that guide spiritual individuals. Picture Sarah, a deeply spiritual marketing executive, sitting in a boardroom as her colleagues discuss strategies to outmaneuver a competitor. While they see it as a game of chess, Sarah perceives the human cost: jobs lost, families affected, communities disrupted. Her spirit rebels against the idea of success built on the misfortune of others. Ethical dilemmas become daily hurdles. A sales target that requires pushing products onto unsuspecting consumers. A cost-cutting measure that prioritizes shareholders over employee well-being. Each decision feels like a betrayal of one's higher self. The pressure to compromise personal beliefs for professional advancement creates a constant state of inner turmoil. It's like being asked to dim your inner light to fit into a dark room. The cognitive dissonance between what the job demands and what the spirit knows to be right can be emotionally and mentally exhausting. Moreover, the competitive nature of many corporate environments can feel at odds with the cooperative, interconnected worldview of spiritual individuals. The idea of climbing over others to reach the top runs counter to the belief in universal oneness and mutual support. This misalignment often leads to a sense of isolation. Spiritual people may find themselves unable to connect genuinely with colleagues who don't share their values or understand their perspective. Water-cooler conversations about material acquisitions or office politics can feel shallow and unfulfilling to someone yearning for deeper connections and meaningful exchanges. The rigid structure of a 9-to-5 job can feel like a spiritual straitjacket for those attuned to the ebb and flow of cosmic energies. Highly spiritual individuals often find that their inner rhythms don't sync with the unforgiving tick of the office clock. Consider the importance of meditation and reflection in a spiritual person's life. These aren't merely relaxation techniques, but essential practices for maintaining balance, gaining insight, and connecting with the divine. Yet the traditional workday leaves little room for such vital spiritual nourishment. Imagine Michael, a software developer and dedicated yogi. He feels most clear-headed and creative after his morning meditation and yoga practice. But the 9 a.m. start time forces him to rush through or skip these rituals, leaving him feeling disconnected and less productive throughout the day. Spiritual experiences and insights often come unbidden in moments of quiet or during seemingly mundane activities. The spontaneous nature of these occurrences doesn't align well with strictly scheduled work hours. A profound realization or a need for introspection might strike in the middle of a team meeting or just before an important presentation. The desire for work-life balance takes on a deeper significance for spiritual individuals. It's not just about having time for hobbies or family. It's about having the space to nurture one's soul and pursue spiritual growth. This might involve attending retreats, participating in ceremonies, or simply having extended periods of solitude for deep reflection. Furthermore, many spiritual practices are tied to natural cycles, the rising and setting of the sun, the phases of the moon, or the changing of seasons. A 9-to-5 job that demands presence, regardless of these cycles, can feel like a constant struggle against the natural order of things. Highly spiritual individuals often possess a heightened sensitivity to the energies and atmospheres around them. This gift, while valuable in many contexts, can turn the average office into an overwhelming assault on the senses. The typical workplace is a melting pot of emotions, intentions, and energies. From the stressed-out manager to the competitive colleague, from the anxious intern to the disgruntled customer service rep, each person contributes to the energetic soup of the office. For a spiritually attuned individual, navigating this invisible yet palpable landscape can be exhausting. Take Emma, an empath working in a bustling call center. By lunchtime, she's not just dealing with her own stress, but has absorbed the frustrations of dozens of callers and the varying moods of her coworkers. This energetic overload leaves her drained and struggling to maintain her own emotional balance. Maintaining inner peace in such an environment becomes a Herculean task. The constant barrage of external energies can make it difficult to stay centered and true to one's spiritual path. It's like trying to meditate in the middle of a rock concert. Possible, but incredibly challenging. Many spiritual people find they need regular contact with nature to recharge and realign themselves. The sterile, artificial environment of most offices, with their fluorescent lighting and recycled air, can feel suffocating to the spirit. The lack of natural elements, plants, sunlight, fresh air, can lead to a sense of disconnection from the natural world, and by extension, from one's spiritual self. The noise pollution in a typical office, ringing phones, chattering colleagues, humming machinery, can also be particularly disruptive. Spiritual individuals often value silence and find it essential for introspection and maintaining a connection with their inner voice. The constant background noise of an office can make it nearly impossible to hear the subtle whispers of intuition or divine guidance. For many highly spiritual people, work isn't just about earning a paycheck. It's about fulfilling a higher purpose or calling. This perspective often puts them at odds with the conventional career paths offered in a 9-to-5 setting. The desire for meaningful work that contributes to the greater good or aligns with one's spiritual values is a powerful driving force. Yet, many traditional jobs seem to prioritize profit over purpose, leaving spiritually minded individuals feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from their work. Consider James, an accountant who feels a deep calling to help others heal emotionally and spiritually. While his job provides financial stability, it leaves him feeling empty at the end of each day. The nagging sense that he's not living up to his true potential or using his gifts to their fullest extent creates a persistent undercurrent of dissatisfaction. Many spiritual individuals view their work as an extension of their spiritual practice, a way to express their values, grow as individuals, and serve others. However, the narrowly defined roles and responsibilities in many 9-to-5 jobs can feel constraining, offering little room for personal expression or spiritual growth. The hierarchical structure of most organizations can also be challenging for those who see all beings as inherently equal and interconnected. The idea of climbing a corporate ladder may seem pointless or even counterproductive. To someone who measures success by personal growth and positive impact rather than titles or salary increases. Furthermore, highly spiritual people often feel drawn to unconventional career paths that allow them to directly help others or contribute to spiritual awakening. These might include roles as healers, teachers, artists, or entrepreneurs in conscious businesses. Such aspirations can be difficult or impossible to pursue within the confines of a traditional 9-to-5 job. The sense of being trapped in a job that doesn't align with one's higher purpose can lead to feelings of guilt, anxiety, or depression. It's as if the soul is crying out for expression and fulfillment, but the demands of the 9-to-5 world keep it locked away. Highly spiritual individuals often hold views on success and the nature of time that diverge significantly from mainstream societal norms. These perspectives can make it challenging to find satisfaction or meaning in the traditional 9-to-5 work structure. For many spiritual people, success is not measured by the size of one's bank account or the prestige of their job title. Instead, it's gauged by personal growth, the positive impact on others, and alignment with one's higher self. This redefinition of success can make the common motivators in a 9-to-5 job, promotions, raises, bonuses, feel hollow and uninspiring. Lisa, a highly spiritual individual working in finance, finds herself increasingly disconnected from her colleagues' celebrations of quarterly targets and year-end bonuses. While they see these as markers of success, Lisa yearns for work that feeds her soul and contributes to the greater good. Time, in the spiritual perspective, is often viewed as a precious resource for personal evolution and service, rather than a commodity to be sold. The idea of trading time for money that underlies the traditional work model can feel deeply unsatisfying or even wrong to someone who sees each moment as an opportunity for spiritual growth or meaningful connection. Many spiritual individuals also struggle with the linear, rigid concept of time that governs the 9-to-5 workday. They may experience time more fluidly, attuned to natural rhythms or moments of inspiration that don't conform to clock time. The strict scheduling of the workday can feel like an artificial construct that stifles creativity and spiritual flow. The focus on productivity and efficiency in many workplaces can often clash with the spiritual value placed on presence and mindfulness. In today's fast-paced corporate environment, the pressure to race against the clock to meet deadlines or to multitask in order to increase output can create a stressful atmosphere that prioritizes quantity over quality. This approach often goes against the grain for those who believe in the importance of fully experiencing and appreciating each moment. They advocate for a more measured pace, where taking the time to engage deeply with tasks can lead to greater creativity and satisfaction. Emphasizing mindfulness can not only foster a healthier work-life balance, but also enhance overall performance, as individuals become more attuned to their work and surroundings. Balancing these contrasting values can ultimately lead to a more fulfilling and productive workplace. Moreover, the long-term planning and future orientation common in corporate settings can often be at odds with the spiritual emphasis on living in the present moment. In many corporate environments, leaders and teams are trained to think strategically, projecting their goals and objectives 5 or even 10 years into the future. This forward-thinking approach is crucial for business growth and sustainability, as it helps organizations navigate market trends and anticipate challenges. However, spiritual individuals who prioritize mindfulness and the importance of being fully present in the now may find this long-term focus counterproductive. Their practice encourages a deeper connection to the current moment, fostering awareness and appreciation for what is happening right now. This divergence in priorities can create a challenge for authentic engagement with long-term corporate strategies, as the spiritual emphasis on the present can lead to a disconnect from the future-oriented goals that drive business success. Balancing these two perspectives requires careful consideration and an openness to integrating present-moment awareness with strategic planning. The spiritual perspective on time and success invites us to deeply examine the very foundation of the conventional work-until-retirement model. For individuals who perceive life as a continuous journey of growth, learning, and service to others, the notion of dedicating decades to an unfulfilling job, merely in pursuit of a future filled with leisure, can feel not only misguided, but also profoundly tragic. This viewpoint challenges us to rethink our priorities and consider how our work can align with our values and passions, fostering a sense of purpose and fulfillment in our daily lives. Rather than postponing joy and satisfaction for retirement, embracing a life of meaningful engagement and contribution can lead to a richer, more rewarding existence throughout all phases of life. The journey of a highly spiritual individual through the landscape of traditional employment is often marked by internal conflict and external challenges. From the misalignment of personal values with corporate objectives to the need for flexible schedules that honor spiritual practices, from the sensitivity to workplace energies to the pursuit of higher purpose in one's work, and finally to the unconventional perspectives on success and time. Each of these factors contributes to the difficulty spiritual people face in conforming to the 9-to-5 mold.